Okay. So I want you to just bring your awareness specifically to the point just underneath your hand, so your heart center, right in the middle of your chest. And this is the seat of our self-compassion, our ability to give and receive love. And quite often, when we think about love and kindness and supporting, we think about that as coming from us and going to other people. But actually this evening, I want you to think about giving all of those things back to yourself. So nurturing, nourishing, loving yourself. And we're going to do that through the power of awareness, breath, and also touch. So touch is a very powerful sensation. And we can use our own self-touch to really send those positive messages back to ourselves. And when you are developing, when a little fetus is developing in the womb, the heart bud is one of the first things to form. And out from that heart bud, their little arms grow. That's how the arms develop, from that heart bud in the middle. So the arms can be seen as an extension of our heart, and therefore our hands as well. So I want you to just allow your hands resting here to feel nice and warm, broad, relaxed and heavy on your body. And just imagine you could send down into your heart space all those feelings of love, self-compassion, kindness, positivity that you would want to send to someone else who needed a hug, who needed a bit of support. And we're going to bring in a little chant, a mantra, and it's called Aham Shanti. That's Sanskrit, and it basically means I am peace. And if you would rather just listen, you could do that. If you want to join in, you can do that too. So I'm going to chant it about 5 times. It's really, really simple, but quite powerful. So I am peace, Aham Shanti. And as you listen or chant along with me, just really seeing if you can put as much meaning and feeling into those words as possible, and sending those feelings of peace and positivity into your body. So taking a breath. Aham Shanti. Aham Shanti. Aham Shanti. Aham Shanti. Aham Shanti. Good. And then bring the palms of your hands together, and you're just going to rub them briskly together to generate a little bit of warmth, a little bit of energy, a little bit of a sense of feeling and awareness, just quite firmly to generate that heat. And then you're going to place those hands somewhere on your body that you feel just needs a bit of care and attention. So somewhere that's a bit niggly, a bit sore, maybe that's had a recent trauma, somewhere you need to send some healing energy to. So just placing your hands anywhere, letting the warmth of your hands spread down into your body. And again, we're going to chant Aham Shanti. So inhale. Aham Shanti. Aham. Shanti. Aham. Shanti. Aham. Shanti. Good, okay. So just releasing the hands, bring the palms together at the center of the chest, bring up a little bit taller through the spine, lengthen through the crown of the head. See if you can soften the skin around the face so the brow is relaxed, the skin around the eyes. Just take a subtle movement of the jaw from side to side. And see if you can allow that bottom jaw to release and relax away from the top jaw. Okay, we're going to take our index fingers. You might need to open your eyes for this. And just place them at the very start of the eyebrows, just underneath in the eye socket. If you feel in there, you should feel a little notch, a little ridge there in the bone. And you're just going to lightly place the fingertips in there and very gently lean your head forwards into the fingers. And it might feel a little bit sensitive here. So just a little gentle pressure. Breathing as you just sit with that for a moment. And then we're going to slide the fingers up over to the top of the eyebrows and across the top of the eyebrows. So just trace the line of the eyebrows around to the temples and then just give your temples gentle massage, little circles here. Keeping the jaw relaxed, maybe the eyes closed, gentle circles. Okay, and then gently bringing the fingertips back, this time into the center of the eyebrows, so that point right in the middle of the eyebrows. So both fingers coming into the center. Just let the weight of the head press gently into the fingertips. Breathe. And then we're going to slide those fingertips up to about the middle of the brow, and then trace the shape of the eyebrows, go across the brow and out towards the temples again. And then when they land on the temples again, just gentle circles. Anywhere that feels a little tender here, you can just shift the fingers, maybe down or up slightly, just explore. Okay, and then bringing the fingertips now to the center of the brow, right in the middle. Gentle pressure in the middle as you just lean slightly into the fingertips. Breathing there. And then sliding both fingertips up to just below the hairline, and then tracing the hairline out and across the brow, right to the top of the temples, and then again, just some gentle circles. Good. And then just lightly bringing your hands down so that the fingers are just in front of the ears. So right and left finger in front of right and left ear on the sides of your face. And we're going to stroke up and down along the side of the face just as it connects with the ear. So as we stroke down, apply a little bit more pressure right the way down to you can feel the jawbone at the bottom, and then lightly just stroking up towards the hairline. So as you stroke down, a little bit more pressure, and as you stroke up nice and light. And just focus on your breath. See if you can relax the bottom jaw away from the top jaw. Seeing if you can really let go in that face, soft face. Lovely, just one more. Good, and then we're going to take the right hand, slide it around the back of the neck, just let the left hand come down to the leg, and give the back of the neck a little massage with your hand. So you're just squeezing those muscles either side of the spine there, but connect all the way up to the skull, and maybe move the hand up and down a bit. Just if you find any tender spots, just stay there a little bit longer. And really I find right up at the base of the skull, with my fingertips. So you're reaching onto the other side of the neck there. Just that always feels really lovely. And as you do that, just softening the jaw as well. And then swap hands, so getting the other opposite fingers into the opposite side of the neck, and just massage again up and down the neck, finding any spots that feel like they need just a little bit of attention, massaging into those points in any way that feels nice for you. Okay, and then we're going to interlace our hands behind the head, dip the chin to the chest, and just let the weight of the elbows rest those hands on the back of your head. Really nice, lovely, long, lengthening stretch for the neck. Try and sit up relatively tall in the rest of the spine. Really breathing consciously, deeply. And then coming all the way up, keeping the right hand on top of the head. You're going to take the left hand out to the side and gently draw the head over to the right. So really light pressure with that top hand. Walk the left fingertips away so you feel like you're really lengthening all the way down the side of the neck and shoulder. And then just play a little bit with the angles. You could turn the head down a little, look down, or lift the gaze a bit. Just find a nice point, a nice spot that feels really good for you. Take a couple of nice full deep breaths here. And then coming all the way up, and we're going to swap sides. Just gently bringing that left hand up. Walking the right fingers away. Again, you can play with the angle of the head a little bit. And you'll see that the stretch moves about, comes into a different part of the neck. Just find a good place. Relax the jaw. Good, and then coming all the way up. And we're going to take our legs out wide. So just leaning back a little bit, take the legs out in front of you. Just to a comfortable wide leg position. So it doesn't have to be super wide. Quite soft and relaxed in the legs. Nice and easy. And we're going to just start some really gentle circles. So bring the weight forwards and around. And then backwards. So we're rolling across those sitting bones. And there's no right or wrong to this movement. So it can be a really small, gentle movement. It can be a little bit bigger and more fluid if you feel that you want to go that way. You can kind of let your head go with it. Whatever works in your body. So just listen to your body. Maybe close the eyes. Focusing on your breath and this lovely soothing movement. Good, and then going the other direction whenever you're ready. Just slow, steady circles. Just feeling into what feels good for you. Lovely, and then coming back into the center, sitting up nice and tall. Going to interlace the hands, stretch them up overhead. So feeling nice and long and lifted in the sides of the body. Pressing the palms away. Good, and then we're going to release those hands and just start to circle the hands at the wrists. Really nice, gentle circles. And as we do that, we're slowly going to take the arms out wide and all the way out to the sides. Circling, maybe then reverse the circles. Nice deep breaths. Good. And then just coming to stillness and coming into a gentle side stretch over to the right. So bending that right elbow, reaching up and over with that left arm, breathing into that. Go as far as feels comfortable. If you need to back off a bit, keep it a little bit more in the center, then totally go with that. Listen to your body. Rising up really slowly, really gently, coming over to the other side. Breathing there. Good. And then inhale, rising all the way back up. I'm going to shrug the shoulders all the way up to the ears and take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, big sigh, relax the shoulders. Let them go. Inhale. Big breath. One more. Let it go. Give the legs a little wobble, so just wobble the feet in and out. Give the knees a little shake up and down. And then slowly bringing those legs in. And we're going to come over into a side lying position. So just scooch your legs around one side. You're going to need a few props. So the pillow that you were sitting on, you might want to place between your knees. And then you're either going to take one of your bed pillows or a rolled up blanket, and you're going to come and lie over that. And you probably need another cushion or pillow for your head as well. So we want to have the rolled up blanket or pillow into the side waist. If you want a bit more of a side bend over the pillow, you might want a couple of pillows, or you might, or your blanket on top. I find one is okay, works really well for me, but just see how you get on. So sitting on one hip, you're going to kind of snuggle your pillow into your side body and then lay down over that so that it's kind of in your waist, maybe a little bit onto the ribs as well, and place your head on a cushion or another pillow. So you're on your side. And then if you want to, just support the hips a little bit, bring another cushion or pillow in between your knees and ankles. That feels really nice. Just keeps that parallel in the legs and just really supports the hips and the knees. Okay, we're just going to do a little bit of movement before we rest here. So bring your hands, your arms, sorry, along the floor in front of you, one hand on top of the other. And then we're going to circle this top arm overhead. So just slide your hand slightly away from you forwards. And then tracing the fingertips along the floor, you're going to reach that arm up and overhead. As it comes behind you, just let your chest roll open. And maybe let your head and your gaze turn. And it doesn't have to be a very deep stretch. So just go to a stretch that feels good for you. Doesn't have to go all the way into a twist or anything like that. And then circle back around and bring the hands one on top of the other. So we're going to inhale, opening up, rolling that right shoulder, or whichever shoulder open, and exhale, closing. So this needs to be just a really lovely, gentle, soft opening in the chest, as far as feels comfortable for you. And if that just means you just literally get to the hand just above your head, just stay there. Sometimes if the shoulders are tight, if the chest is tight, the belly is tight, it won't let us go deeply into that, but you're still feeling a stretch and an opening, so that's great. That's all you're looking for. Work with your body. Just do one more. Good. And then coming back, and we're going to place our top hand on the top upper side of the rib cage. Let the eyes close and just let the warmth of your top hand settle and sink down into that side of the ribs, into the lung on that side. And see if you can direct your breath more purposefully into the upper ribs and that upper lung. And just feeling that expansion of the ribs on the inhale as they open up into your hand. And then the closing of the ribs on the exhale as that lung deflates and relaxes. Just a couple more breaths with your hand here. Really bringing your awareness, some warmth, some energy and tension to this place. Okay, and then this top arm, we're going to either let hang up and over the head, So just alongside the head and just resting overhead if that's comfortable. If it's not, you can bring it back on top of the other hand, or even just kind of bend the elbow and place it in front of you wherever it's comfortable. Close the eyes if they're open. Just settle here for about 3 to 5 breaths. So as we come into slightly more restorative part of the class, just bringing your awareness to the exhale. So the inhale is full and deep, but the exhale is long and slow. And you're breathing out completely. Let there be just a tiny little space at the end of the exhale, little pause before the next inhale comes. As you breathe out slowly, just feel the body softening with that breath. Feel your weight dropping down into the support of the ground and the props beneath you. See if you can consciously soften any way you're still holding or gripping. Check the jaw is relaxed. Soften the face. Just maybe one more breath here. Good, and then moving really nice and slowly, just bring that top hand down in front of you. Taking a slightly more invigorating breath just to help you move. And we're going to come onto the other side. So maybe you can come over by just rolling onto your back and turning onto the other side. If you need to do any other kind of maneuver to spin round, and make sure that you get there comfortably, carefully. If you need to readjust your position or the props, go ahead. So you've got that little lift in your waist, the side body, then the hands one on top of the other, your head supported. And then we're going to circle that hand that's on top, reach it forwards and around the top of your mat, rolling that top shoulder and the chest open towards the sky. And then closing it back on an exhale. Inhale it open to wherever feels good for you. And exhale it close. Inhale open. And exhale. Bring it back. Inhale. Exhale. And then just pausing there, coming into the position to just rest, maybe taking that arm overhead or wherever it's comfortable. Oh no, we're going to bring the hand onto the top rib cage, sorry. We're rushing ahead into the comfy bit. So resting your hand on the ribs. See if you can more consciously breathe into that lung, that top lung. Breathing into that top lung, into those ribs. Feel them open and expand. And then when you're ready to, just resting that top arm wherever it feels most comfortable for a few breaths. Nice and slow, nice and deep. Okay, and then just when you're ready to move, slowly bringing that top arm back. Now we're going to come up, back onto our bottom, so just take a moment to adjust, pressing into the hand, and just walk yourself up really gently, really easily to come back up, all the way up. Okay, so we're going to reset our props for the next pose. So we're going to bring everything pretty much and make a pillow mountain. So both of your sofa cushions are going to come in, at least two, maybe more, and then just stack them one on top of the other. And then take both of your bed pillows and you're going to make a little slope with your bed pillows. So just bring them on top. And I quite like to stagger them just a little bit so that the top one is just a tiny bit further up the bottom one. You might want more height. We'll see how you get on. Just have another cushion or pillow handy if you need it. And your blanket, you're going to roll up into a thicker sausage as you can. So mine's really thick blanket, so I'm just going to kind of fold it up and then just roll it over. So I've got a kind of relatively fat sausage. You could use a bolster if you've got a bolster handy, if you're using one of those, or another pillow, a couple of pillows, and they're going to go underneath the knees. Well, that blanket's going to go underneath the knees. And then you're going to come to lie back over your pillow mounted. So you want to make sure it's nice and stable. And you're going to tuck the edge of the top pillow in underneath your neck to give you a nice support for the back of the neck. And you want to feel that you're not having to lift your chin up. So you want your head in line with your spine. And that might be where your other cushion maybe would be a good thing to bring in. So if you've got extra, you can bring extra in to just help you find that lovely straight spine with the neck and head supported. So just coming into that position when you're ready, get yourself comfortable. It might be nice to have your eye pillow here. So if you wanted to, you could put the eye pillow over your eyes. Okay, we're going to bring our hands together and just give them a little rub again. So back to that, generating some heat, some energy and awareness in between the palms of our hands. Give them a nice brisk rub. And then you're going to place one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just let the warmth of your hands settle down. Permeate down through your skin, through the muscles, deep down into the center of you. Just allowing that feeling of warmth to spread throughout the body as you soften here. And maybe coming back to that mantra you did at the start, you repeated at the start, Aham Shanti, I am peace. And you could chant it aloud, or you could just maybe silently repeat it like a mantra to yourself. So I like to do that on the exhale, just silently saying Aham Shanti, just singing it or chanting it. And letting that feeling of peace and softness flow through the body. And just noticing as you settle here, the breath rising and falling in the belly. Just allowing the belly to be easy. So be soft. Consciously relaxing the muscles. Consciously softening with the exhale. Seeing if you can really let those legs be heavy, supported by your blanket or props. And if you need to move your hands, you just want to bring your arms down and out to the sides now, that's fine, go ahead and do that. If you quite like the feeling of comfort that comes from having the hands on the body, you can keep them where they are. Just taking those lovely deep breaths. Slow exhales as we settle down. Aham Shanti. I am peace. Sending yourself some of that peace, love and healing energy through your hands into your body. Really allowing your face to be relaxed, the jaw to be soft. See if you can allow your attention now to drop down into the back of your head as it connects to the pillow behind you. And just really feeling heavy, noticing the weight of the head here. Almost turning your gaze in and back down to the back of your head. Seeing if you can really let that head rest. Let your brain rest backwards inside your skull. Let your eyes rest deeply into their sockets. A few more breaths here. And gradually we're going to bring our awareness back up to the surface. And we'll just take those hands, bring them down to your sides. Maybe take the arms out wide, just opening across the chest, stretch the fingers, give them a wriggle. Wriggle the toes, straighten the legs. Okay, we're going to slowly come up by rolling onto our sides. If you bend the knees and place the feet on the blanket, just shift your hips over to roll to one side. Just take your time. Have a little pause there on your side. And then coming up nice and slowly. And we're going to come into a child's pose over this stack. We might not need quite so many things, but just see how you get on. And your blanket, you're going to use in between your bottom and your heels. So slowly bring yourself over to kneeling. And you want your knees wide, a little bit of space in between yourself and your cushions, but you might need to adjust the cushions and bring them in more towards you. And then either your folded blanket or a pillow is going to come under your bottom. So just lifting up, placing it across the legs, and then sitting back down. And that will just take the bend out of the knee a little bit and give you a bit of support. So it feels a little bit more comfortable in this pose. Making sure that your stack is nice and safe and stable. And then bring yourself forwards to lie over it. So obviously, if you don't want quite so much height, you can take things away. Just play with what feels good to you. Let your head turn to one side or the other, whatever feels comfortable. Try to make sure that you're not pressing your elbows down into the mat to hold yourself away. So I quite like to walk my hands forwards and turn my palms up and open. And that can feel quite nice because it just allows you to relax the body, the front of the body down into the pillows. If this really isn't working for you for whatever reason, this forward folding doesn't work, you can forward fold over a chair or a sofa or a bed really easily. So just taking yourself towards something, maybe sitting with your legs crossed and just resting your forearms on the chair, the bed, the sofa, and your head on top of your forearms. So still getting a forward fold, a sense of leaning and resting forward. So that's a good alternative. Sometimes child's pose is too much in the knees or it just feels awkward. So an alternative there if you need it. And then let your awareness come into the back of the rib cage, back of the lungs. And see if you can breathe into the back body more consciously. Feeling it expand and open on the inhale. And soften on release on the exhale. I am peace. Aham Shanti. So this pose, really common resting pose, this mimics the shape of our body in the womb and the natural position that we come into to protect ourselves. Kind of coming into a C shape around our tummy, our chest, protecting our heart and our soft bellies. So just see if you can find that feeling of comfort, almost like you're cuddling the pillows, hugging them in towards you, as you round into this lovely, comforting shape. Feeling safe, feeling protected. And then if you're looking or your head is turned in one direction and you want to just move it to the other side, go ahead now. Change it round. Aham Shanti. I am peace. Couple more breaths here. Just really enjoying the softening, releasing into this shape. Okay, slowly we're going to come up. So just take your time, bringing yourself back up, moving with real softness, slowly and gently coming back up onto your heels. Okay, so we're going to come into our legs up the wall pose, or chair, or sofa, or bed, or whatever we've got. I'll just show you against my door here. So I'm going to bring one of my pillows as a little base for my hips to sit on. I'm actually going to bring another pillow with me, so it's handy, and my eye mask, which I actually don't have, but if I had one I would. And then you're going to slide your hips in close to whatever it is you're going to put your legs up on top of your pillow. Lie back onto your elbows and just take your time to spin your legs up the wall so that your pillow is supporting your hips and your legs are up. And if you've got your chair or whatever, you can just you can bend your knees and just place your calf muscles, lower legs on top of the chair. That's also totally fine. They don't have to be straight. And the other pillow, we're just going to lightly place across the top of us. So just across our belly, across our chest, and just kind of wherever it feels comfortable to be. You might also want something under your head. So I'm handily, I can reach my blanket, I tuck that blanket under my head as well. Just to support my neck and just to make my spine feel like it's in a lovely long line, it's nice and supported. Then the eye pillow or eye mask or folded up scarf over your eyes. And if you've got something light, like a folded up scarf, just gently press the heel of the hands or rest the heel of the hands onto the eyeballs for a few breaths. Just to get that feeling of weight and softness into the eyes. If you have got an eye pillow, then just allowing the weight of the grains to soften into the eyes. You don't need to press that in. And you can have your hands wherever feels good, so you can take the arms out wide, you can bring them on top of your pillow to just get that little bit of extra weight down into your belly. It'll feel really nice and relaxing. And you don't have to keep the legs in the position they're in now, so at any point you can change the position, soles of the feet together, knees wide or feet flat with the knees bent, whatever works for you. So just get comfy, have a wriggle. This is a really, really good posture to do to help with sleep. So just to really shift our energy from our day, to help rest the legs, to help calm the nervous system. This is a great one to do before bed. You could put some lovely relaxing music on or some nature sounds. Just spend about 5 or 10 minutes here. So we're going to do a little visualization as we lay here. I do this most of the time when I do this pose. You can just ignore me and tune out if you want to. Or just imagine that you are lying underneath a waterfall. So your body is the pool of water and your legs are like the stream of water flowing down from above. So if you can imagine the water that's flowing down is the most healing, most crystal clear, energizing and refreshing water that you could ever hope to find. Magical properties to renew every single cell that it touches. And it's just flowing down into the soles of your feet and then washing all the way down the legs or up the legs towards your pelvis. And then it's just sort of gathering there in the bowl of the pelvis and the lower belly, sort of flowing around, eddying around, swirling around. It's like the base of the waterfall. And then that water just flows up the torso, into the chest, and gently starts to flow away down the arms and up through the crown of the head. So as it flows, just gathers any tension, any tightness, any toxins, anything that really isn't needed in your body, and it just moves that through you and out of your system. And as it washes you clean, it's healing and renewing, energizing all of the cells it touches. So you can just imagine any part of you that feels a little stiff, a little achy, a little uncomfortable, a little stuck, just being really washed in this beautiful, clean, clear, energizing water. So you could visualize that flowing through your system now. Just noticing the feeling of ease and openness, lightness, peace that it brings. And then let that image fade. Just allow yourself a few more breaths here, just to enjoy the feeling of this posture. Feeling of pausing, relaxing here. Knowing that even if you don't visualize anything at all, or you don't focus on anything at all, the posture will still be doing its thing. Helping with the lymphatic drainage, helping ease the legs, helping soothe the nervous system just by being here. Okay, so we're gently going to come out of this one now. So just taking some time, bending those knees when you're ready. Maybe just sliding the feet down towards you. Remove the pillow that's across your body, and you can just lightly hug the knees into the chest. You take those knees as wide as you need. They don't need to be narrow. Maybe have a little rock from side to side. If you want to make this a bit more gentle, then hold on to the back of the legs underneath the knees as well. That can feel just a little bit more gentle. So a little movement across your low back. And then when you're ready to, rolling over to one side. Oh. Coming up really gently. Okay, just stay there forever. I'm going to come into Shavasana now, our final pose. So you want to make yourself super duper comfy in Shavasana. One of your bed pillows can be for your head. The other one you can bring underneath your knees, which can really feel lovely when you're lying on your back. And that might be something you want to do in bed as well when you settle down to sleep. It's just to bring something underneath your knees, or even if you're on your side, like we did earlier, in between your knees. And then unfold your blanket and really get cozy and comfy. If you're really warm in your room, you don't need to use your blanket. But even if you're a reasonable temperature, it can feel just lovely to be under something, just comforted by something. And then you want your eye pillow over your eyes. So get comfy. Settle down. And bring your hands to rest on your body, maybe on your lower belly or your hips or your heart center, wherever feels right for you. Make sure your head feels nice and supported by your pillows, and just have a final fidget to get super comfy. Okay. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in and really fill up the body with breath, right down deep into the low belly, all the way up into the front of the chest, right to the very top, and just take a moment to hold that breath lightly at the top. And then see if you can sniff in just a little bit more air. And let that go with a big sigh. And feel the whole body settling down. And just allowing yourself some time to move into this shape. Settle down into the support beneath you. We're going to take a lovely progressive relaxation, which is a really good way to soothe your nervous system, relax your body and mind, just ease you into a state of rest. So just shifting your attention to different parts of your body, bringing all of your focus and awareness there, and consciously softening and releasing them. So we're going to start by taking our attention down into our feet, right down to your big toes. So both the left and the right big toe. See if you can bring your awareness just into that point of your big toes, nowhere else in the body. You might feel a tingling or a warmth there. No need to move them. Just be present, be aware of them. Then shift your attention over to the second toes, just the second toes, third toes, fourth toes, and a little toes, left and right. The soles of your feet, your heels, the tops of your feet, your ankles, the whole of your feet, Imagine you could breathe down into your feet and fill them up with air, with energy, with prana, with awareness. And as you exhale, let go, release, relax your feet. Letting your attention travel up the front of your shins and around the back of your calf muscles, up into your knee joints, sweeping your awareness across the top of the thighs, the outer thighs, back of your thighs, and the inner thighs. The whole of your legs, left and right. Imagine you could breathe into and fill up your legs. And as you exhale, release, relax, let go of your legs. Bringing your awareness up into your pelvis, so the hip sockets, pelvic floor, lower back, buttocks, the low belly, and all of the organs in your low belly and pelvis. Imagine you could breathe in and around this whole area, filling it with breath, with awareness. As you breathe out, release, relax, let go of your pelvis. Slowly traveling your awareness and attention up your spine. So start at the tip of your tailbone, sweep up the back of your sacrum, then into the lower back lumbar spine as it lifts a little bit away from the floor, into the mid back, where all the ribs are attached and pressing back into the mat, sweeping up towards the upper back, the shoulder blades, the neck, and right up where the top of the spine meets the head, base of your skull. Imagine you could breathe in and down your spine. And as you breathe out, feel that breath spreading out side to side across your back. Release, relax, let go of your back. Shifting your attention now into your shoulders, left and right. Down the upper arms into the elbows, lower arms into the wrists. Breathing in and down your arms. As you exhale, release, relax, let go of your arms. The back of your hands, palm of your hands, your thumbs, index fingers, middle fingers, fourth fingers, and your little fingers. Breathing into your hands. Exhale, release, relax, let go of your hands. Shifting your attention to the back of the head, crown of your head, skin across your forehead and around the temples. The eyes in their sockets. Your cheeks, nose, ears, left and right. Upper lip, lower lip, and chin. The tongue inside your mouth. Center of your. Take a breath in that breath. Up and around the head and face. And as you release that breath, release, relax, let go. Bringing your awareness into the top of your chest, sides of your ribs, the top of your belly, the navel point, the middle of your belly. Take a nice deep breath into the front of your body, feel it lift and open and expand. It fills with air. As you breathe out, release, relax, let go. Now see if you can bring the entire body into awareness. From the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, the front and the back, the inner body and the outer body. And you imagine that you breathe into every single part of you, every single cell of your body. And as you exhale, release, relax, let go. Gradually, just start to bring your awareness back up to the surface. Noticing anything that's in contact with your skin, clothes, blankets, the mat beneath you. Just bringing yourself down with gentle breath and a little bit of movement. Just start with the fingers and toes. Then moving the muscles of the face, so scrunching up the face and stretching out the muscles across the lips and the cheeks, the forehead. Moving the legs, shifting about, just to gently bring yourself back. When you're ready to, stepping the feet in a little bit closer and coming over onto one side. Take a pause there on your side. Moving slowly. Okay, we're gently coming up to seated. Just when you're ready, if you want to stay here, rest here, go to sleep for a bit, then just stay there, it doesn't matter. If you're ready to come up now, just taking your time, pressing into your hands, looking yourself straight. Just have your eyes closed, coming to comfortable seated position. We're just going to rub the palms of the hands together again like we did at the start, generating that heat, that energy, that healing warmth. And then cupping those hands over your closed eyes. So letting that warmth sink down into your eyes, into your brain, into your mind. That deep, dark, warming, healing energy from your hands. And when you're ready, gently starting to open the eyes into the hands. Let a little bit of light in through your fingers as you slowly move the hands away. Palms touching the center of your chest. Take a moment to bow your head in gratitude to yourself, for giving yourself this time, for being patient, for being kind to yourself. Namaste. Okay, well done. Just stop the recording.